On the news tonight, President Tinubu approves 15% import duty on petrol and diesel. Senate confirms Dr. Bernard Doro as Minister of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Impressive turnout recorded in ongoing continuous voter registration exercise in Ilorin, plus updates from the world of entertainment and sport. This is the Nigerian Television Authority NTA Ilorin News Tonight. Good evening and welcome. I am Mutiyat Ulushola. Now the news in full. President Bola Tinubu has approved the introduction of a 15% duty on petrol and diesel imports into Nigeria. In a letter dated October 21st, 2025, but reported publicly on October 30th, 2025, and addressed to the Federal Inland Revenue Service and the Nigerian Midstream and Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Authority, Tinubu directed immediate implementation of the tariff as part of what the government described as market-responsive import tariff framework. The letter, signed by his private secretary, Damilotun Aderemi, conveyed the president's approval following a proposal by the executive chairman of the FIRS, Zak Adedeji. The proposal sought the application of a 15% duty on the cost, insurance and freight value of imported petrol and diesel to align import costs with domestic market realities. Adedeji, in his memo to the president, explained that the measure was part of ongoing reforms to boost local refining, ensure price stability, and strengthen the Naira-based oil economy in line with the administration's renewed hope agenda for energy security and fiscal sustainability. The core objective of this initiative is to operationalize crude transactions in local currency, strengthen local refining capacity, and ensure a stable, affordable supply of petroleum products across Nigeria. The federal government has approved 758 billion naira in bonds to offset long-standing pension liabilities, including pension increases owed since 2007. The Director General of the National Pension Commission, Omolola Oloworaran, disclosed this on Thursday in Yola at a two-day sensitization workshop on the workings of the contributed pension scheme for employees and pensioners. Oloworaran, represented by the Commissioner for Administration in Pencom, Alhaji Bello Abubakar, described the approval as a bold step by President Bola Tinubu to bring relief to vulnerable pensioners and restore confidence in the pension system. She said the workshop formed part of ongoing reforms to enhance awareness and deepen understanding of the contributory pension scheme among retirees and stakeholders. According to her, other key interventions under the reforms include pension increases for over 241,000 retirees, representing 80% of those under the program's withdrawal arrangement. The increases raised monthly payment from 12.15 billion naira to 14.83 billion naira, effective from June 2025. Senate has screened and confirmed Dr. Bernard Doro as Minister of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Dr. Doro from Plateau State was nominated last week by President Bola Tinubu. The minister holds degrees in pharmacy and law and master's degree in business strategy and advanced clinical practice. He is the third person appointed as minister from Plateau State under the current administration. First to be appointed was Simon Lalong, who later won a court case and proceeded to the Senate. Also appointed was Professor Netanwe Yewata, who also later vacated the ministerial seat after being appointed the national chairman of the ruling APC. From a golden sunset of achievement to a bright sunrise of promise, the leadership of the Nigerian Air Force passes from one guardian of the sky to the next with a renewed vigor to continue to effectively deploy air power with precision and less collateral damage. Defense correspondent Olajide Bello captured the transition at the headquarters of Nigeria Air Force in Abuja.
Announcing the arrival of the outgoing chief.
As the sun sets on a tenure marked by unprecedented modernization and effective air power, the 22nd Chief of the Air Staff, Air Marshal Hassan Abubakar, passes the baton with honor. And as a new dawn breaks over the horizon, the 23rd Chief of the Air Staff, Air Vice Marshal Sunday Aneke, stands ready to guide the force into its next chapter embracing the light of new challenges and opportunities.
Let integrity be your shield. For titles are transient, applause is momentary, and seasons inevitably change. But honor endures, and history will be kind to those who lead with character, courage, and conviction.
I wish to assure all officers and airmen that I shall continue from where my predecessors stopped in the quest to attain the required posture that will guarantee Nigeria the security and stability necessary for development and peaceful coexistence.
And with the first light of tomorrow, the Nigerian Air Force is welcoming the vision and vigor of the 23rd Chief of the Air Staff to chart a new course through the unfolding sky. Olajide Bello, NTA News.
As continuous voter registration exercise continues, more prospective voters, especially youth in Ilorin, are taking advantage of the window to register to enable them participate in subsequent elections. Shola Wahid has an update on CVR exercise in Ilorin.
Eager citizens interested to participate in the next general elections in Nigeria are coming out in their numbers to register for their permanent voter cards. At the INEC office in Ilorin and some other centers visited, people's participation in the exercise demonstrates their interest in the electoral processes, especially the next general elections. Some people commented on the registration exercise.
I am 18 years old. I'm here for voters registration for me to vote for the next election that is coming up. That is why I'm here.
I'm 25 years old. I'm here to come and collect voters card. That time I don't get enough time first, so and I don't basically in Ilorin. So that's why I just come back to Ilorin. That's why I come and collect it in Ilorin.
I came late. They asked me to come back tomorrow because the place is very cloudy and we still need more staffs so that it will be very convenient because there's a lot of masses. So I wouldn't want the violence to occur. So we want things to go in a peaceful way. Please, we urge government to provide more staff so that the registration will be going easily for us.
The turnout has been great. It has been cool. People have been actually been turning up, except network issues.
Report has it that voter registration has increased significantly since the 2019 general elections and that 40% of the registered voters are between 18 and 35 years of age. Shola Wahid, NTA News.
In a bid to expose them to the rudiments of television production, students of Novelty International Academy, Kishi, Oyo State, paid an excursion visit to the Nigerian Television Authority, NTA Ilorin. Titilayo Oyetunde reports that the students and management of the school were full of excitement, describing the adventure as a lifetime experience.
It was an exciting moment for the students and teachers of Novelty International Academy, Kishi, Oyo State, as they arrived at the fertile premises of NTA Ilorin with high expectations to learn the magic of television production. The test for knowledge was first watered at the station's newsroom, where an assistant manager news, Shola Wahid, took them through the basics of news gathering and reporting. He told the students to always watch news and keep themselves abreast of happenings in their surroundings, adding the technology has made news production much easier.
But any other news, well, if it is hard music, it is something that you are going there, you are going to see by yourself. You don't have to ask anybody what you have seen.
Their next port of call was NTA Studio, where they were taken through the pre-production, production, and post-production of the television programs by Mrs. Idiat Isiak. Fortunately, the potential broadcasters had opportunity to witness a program recording and were taught the technical aspect of television production by engineer Muideen Bako. At the NTM Museum, the students got to see and know all about broadcast equipment of yesteryears to appreciate the technological transformation in Nigerians' broadcast media. To the students and their teachers, the excursion to NTA was a worthwhile adventure.
The environment is good, and I've learned a lot of things here, like recording the news department, where the reporters report.
I've gained many things. So I gained how the reporters went outside to find their news, to gather some information, and the dangerous part they faced when they went out to find some information.
I learned some new things I don't know before. The place like finance department, editing, how they edit the news, programming. We even enter NTA News Ilorin Museum, and like I gain a lot of things.
I want them to see life outside medicine, nurses, pharmacy that they are used to in Kishi. I want them to be exposed to other opportunity outside. So let them see that there is life in other fields.
Going back to Kisi, more informed about television broadcasts, the experience from the excursion would surely linger in the minds of the pupils and the management of Novelty International Academy for years. Titilayo Oyetunde, NTA News.
Nigeria is intensifying preparations ahead of the 30th United Nations Climate Change Conference, COP30, in Brazil, with the National Council on Climate Change in partnership with the British government. The Foreign, Commonwealth and Development Office convened a high-level training to strengthen the capacity of its climate negotiators to better articulate the country's priorities and push for fair climate deals. Charles Afar reports.
Every year, the Conference of Parties COP comes with its own agenda and a long list of texts ready to be negotiated by countries who are signatories to the United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change. Ensuring that national climate priorities are well negotiated and heard where it matters most requires skills, strategy, and deep understanding, the kind of preparations Nigeria is undertaking here. With support from the British government and the Foreign, Commonwealth and Development Office, the National Council on Climate Change is organizing this COP30 briefing and negotiators training for representatives drawn from various MDAs and civil society organizations across Nigeria, just weeks ahead of COP30 in Belém, Brazil.
In terms of the preparations that we've made, our negotiators are ready as we focus this year for the first time on climate diplomacy, which is the key backbone to make negotiations processes work smoothly.
This is an important milestone, and the UK stands ready to support Nigeria in turning these ambitious commitments into climate action.
For the Director General, National Council on Climate Change, Tenyoye Majekodumi, the conference offers an opportunity to translate global decisions into tangible national benefits to secure finance, technology, and partnership that support the nation's NDC 3.0, its long-term low-emission development strategy, and the goals of the Climate Change Act 2021.
Key priorities Nigerians will champion at COP30 include climate finance and implementation readiness, so that is the operationalizing of the NCQGs, and securing a fair share of the 300 billion per year climate finance commitment.
Majekodumi said, as Nigeria prepares for Belém, every word negotiated and every coalition built must translate into cleaner air, resilient communities, and secured livelihoods for Nigerians. Charles Alpha, NTA News.
In our entertainment news, popular Nigerian rapper and singer Tochukwu Ojogu, professionally known as Odumodu Black, has sparked online discussions with his take that tribalism is worse than racism. Correspondent has details of this and more from the world of entertainment. Odumodu Black took to his X handle with a simple message: tribalism is worse than racism, and his post immediately ignited discussion among X users, while many Nigerians agreed with him, stating that tribalism, the bias, and discrimination between ethnic groups within the same country has caused more harm than racism ever could. Others slammed the rapper's take, stressing that racism cuts deeper than tribalism under any circumstance. The Nigerian actress Nancy Isime, in reaction to Odumodu Black's post, stated that tribalism destroys unity among people who should stand together, leading to favoritism, conflict, and lack of peace in society. Another ex-user wrote that tribalism is destroying us from within while we keep shouting "say no to racism." Meanwhile, Nigerian singer Tiwa Savage has disclosed that she once struggled with her identity as a black African girl while growing up in London. The singer admitted this at an event where she also reflected on how far Afrobeat and African pride have come in just a few years. She revealed that growing up abroad made her feel disconnected from her African roots, largely because being African wasn't always celebrated in the West at the time. Mutiatu Lushala, NTA News. And on sports. The Nigerian Football Federation has confirmed that Super Eagles camp for the 2026 World Cup Africa playoffs would open on Sunday, November 10th in Rabat. Azimazi Ibrahim is our guide on sport update.
Nigeria, Gabon, DR Congo and Cameroon will vie for the sole ticket in Africa on November 13 and 16, and the winner will qualify for the Intercontinental Playoffs in Mexico by March 2026. The Super Eagles have been drawn against Gabon in the playoffs. The winner of the tie will face the winner of the other playoff semi-final between Cameroon and DR Congo in the final. The Super Eagles square up to the Pandas of Gabon at either the 80,000 capacity El Barry Stadium or the 22,000 capacity Prince Moulay El Hassan Sports Complex. The under-17 women's coach Bankole Olobokere has apologized to the fans after the Flamingos were eliminated from the FIFA Under-17 Women's World Cup following a 4-0 defeat to Italy in the round of 16 on Tuesday. The defeat brought Nigeria's campaign to a premature end despite showing a promise in the group stage. Italy took the lead just before halftime through Anna Copelli and went on to score 3 more in the second period, with Caterina Venturelli, Giulia Robino and Rachel Guidici all finding the nets. Azimaz Ibrahim, NTA News.
And this is where we wrap it up on the news tonight from the Nigerian Television Authority, NTA Ilorin. I am Mutiat Olushola. Thank you for watching and do have a restful night. Good night.
For more news and programs, you can visit our website at www.ntailorin.com.ng. Download the NTA Ilorin app from Google Play Store on your Android devices. You can also watch our news on NTA Ilorin YouTube channel.